We are discussing the concept called as a capacitor. As we discussed, the theoretical part of the entire chapter. So based on the capacitors, a few problems are there. We'll finish up today those problems. Before going to that, what are the important formulae we are going to use while solving these problems is, one is capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. C is equal to epsilon naught A by D, where A is the area of each plate, D is the distance between the two plates. And if the medium is air, C is equal to epsilon naught A by D. If the space between the two plates is completely filled with a dielectric, then the formula to find out capacitance is equal to K epsilon naught A by D, where K is the dielectric constant value. And one more is energy stored in a capacitor. U is equal to half CV square is the general formula. And as the main points are combination, series combination and parallel combination. In case of the series combination, the formula to find out an effective capacitance is equal to 1 by Cs is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. As the parallel combination is concerned, Cp is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. So these are the few important formulas we are going to use. The first problem in our exercise, so already based on the potential 4 problems we completed, then the fifth problem in our textbook 2.5. In page number 87. So what is given is a parallel plate capacitor with air between the plates has a capacitance of 8 picofarad. What is given is one parallel plate capacitor he considered. The medium between the two plates is air. Then he is given the capacitance is 8 picofarad. Pico is nothing but 10 to the power of minus 12 farad. So that is the data what he gave. What will be the capacitance if the distance between the plates is reduced to half and the space between them is filled with a substance of dielectric constant 6. Now what he is asking is, what will be the capacitance if the distance between the two plates is reduced to half and the space between the two plates is filled with a dielectric whose dielectric constant is 6. Then what will be the new capacitance? So what's the data he gave is, initially it is a parallel plate air capacitor. Then as we know, C is equal to epsilon naught A by D. But the second case, it is filled with a dielectric constant. So C dash is equal to K epsilon naught A by D. But here, the distance between the two plates is not D, it is a D dash. So, D dash. This I will write with your permission, K epsilon naught A by D dash is equal to D by 2, which is equal to 2K epsilon naught A by D. If this 2 goes into the numerator, epsilon naught A by D is nothing but a C. So, which is equal to 2Kc, where 2 is equal to 2, K is equal to 6, C is equal to 8 into 10 to the power of minus 12. 6 8s are 48, 48 2s are 96. So 96 into 10 to the power of minus 12 farad, that is nothing but 96 picofarad is its new capacitance now. Okay. Next 2.8. Similar model first I would like to solve. 2.8. A parallel plate capacitor with air between the plates. Each plate has an area. Each plate has an area 6 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meters square, and the distance between the two plates is 3 millimeter, which is 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter. Calculate the capacitance of a capacitor. Calculate the capacitance of a capacitor. C is equal to epsilon naught A by D is the formula to find out the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor with the air as the medium, where epsilon naught value we know 8.854 into 10 to the power of minus 12. A is equal to 6 into 10 to the power of minus 3. D is equal to 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So 10 to the power of minus 3 and 10 to the power of minus 3 get cancels. 3 ones, so 3 twos, which is equal to 8, 0, 17, 17. So 17.708 into 10 to the power of minus 12 farad, which is equal to 17.708 picofarad. 17.708 picofarad. Next, what he is doing is the same capacitor he considered. Now we come to know its capacitance as a C. It is connected to a source of 100 volts. It is connected to a source of 100 volts. Now he is asking us to find what is the charge on each plate of the capacitor. As we know, in case of a capacitors, both the plates will get the same magnitude of the charge but opposite nature. He is asking us to find the charge on each plate, that is Q value he is asking. As we know, Q is equal to CV, where C is nothing but just now we got 17.708 into 10 to the power of minus 12. V is equal to 100, which is equal to 17.708 into 10 to the power of minus 10, which is equal to 1.77 into 10 to the power of minus 9. The unit of the charge is coulomb. Then I can write 1.77 nano coulomb. Next, 2.6. 2.6. Three capacitors, each of capacitance 9 microfarad are connected in series. 2.6. Three capacitors of capacitance 9 microfarad are connected in series. Three capacitors of capacitance, all three capacitors having the same capacitance, 9 microfarad, are connected in series. What is the total capacitance of the combination? So he is asking us to find the effective capacitance. So the formula to find out the effective capacitance, 1 by Cs is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. As we know, C1 is equal to C2 is equal to C3 is equal to C. We come to know that C1 is equal to C2 is equal to C3 is equal to C. Then if you further simplify, we are going to get Cs is equal to C by 3, where C is equal to 9 micro divided by 3, which is equal to 3 microfarad, will be the effective capacitance. Now, second case, what is asking is, if the same setup is connected to a source of 120 volts, if the same setup is connected to a source of 120 volts, what is the potential difference? What is the potential difference across each capacitor? What is the potential difference? Andre V1, V2, V3. The formula to find out potential difference, V, generally, V is equal to Q by C. Formula. V is equal to Q by C. If you observe this diagram clearly, here, because of the series combination, the same charge will flow. Because of the series combination, the same charge will flow. And we know that capacitance of each capacitor is the same. This is C, this is C, this is C. And the same charge is flowing among all the three. That is nothing but whatever, either you take the first capacitor or second capacitor or third capacitor, Q value is same. Because of the series combination, the same charge will flow. C value is same because it is given like that. So the ratio of Q by C is same for each and every capacitor here. The ratio of Q by C is same for each and every capacitor here. Then, as we know, in case of the series combination, the potential divides. Potential divides is nothing but V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. We come to know that the potential is same across each and every capacitor. Potential difference is same. V1 is equal to V2 is equal to V3. Therefore, V is equal to 3V1, where V is equal to 120. Therefore, V1 is equal to 40 volts. Similarly, V2 is equal to 40 volts, and similarly V3 is also 40 volts. Like that, without solving the problem, directly we can give the answer. Because of the fundamental criteria is, in case of the series combination, the charge remains constant. Okay, but as for PUC is concerned, directly we cannot do like this. So we have to show each and everything in a steps. So for that, okay, this is the shortcut method. So what is the traditional method we need to follow here is, in case of series combination, the same charge will flow. And already we discussed the amount of the charge which is coming from the source. The amount of the charge which is coming from the source not only depends on C1, C2, C3. It depends on the combination, as we discussed. So the same diagram I will draw with our permission. Instead of all the three capacitors, I will take a single capacitor whose capacitance is CS. And it is connected to the source. So from here, the same charge will come because the source is same, the capacitance is same. So the same charge will come. From here I will write Q is equal to CS into V. Q is equal to CS into V, where CS is 3 microfarad, V is 120, 3 into 10 to the power of minus 9 into 120, which is equal to 12 3s are 36, 360 into 10 to the power of minus 9 coulomb. 360 into 10 to the power of minus 9 coulomb is the charge which is coming from the source. In case of series combination, the same charge will flow. Then I will write with your permission, V1 is equal to Q1 by C1, where Q1 is equal to Q only. Because of the series combination, the same charge will flow. C1, where Q just now we got 360 into 10 to the power of minus 9. C1 is equal to 9 into 10 to the power of minus 9. 10 to the power of minus 9 and 10 to the power of minus 9 get cancels, which is equal to 40 volts. V1 is equal to 40 volts. Similarly, V2 is equal to Q2 by C2, which is equal to Q by C2. Same thing we'll get 360 into 10 to the power of minus 9 by 9 into 10 to the power of minus 9. Here is also we're going to get 40 volts. Similarly, V3 is equal to Q3 by C3, which is equal to Q by C3. The same thing. Next problem. 2.7. Three capacitors of capacitances 2, 3 and 4 picofarad are connected in parallel. Now the parallel combination, three capacitors C1, C2, C3 are connected in parallel. Then what is their effective capacitance? Effective capacitance Cp is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3, where C1 is equal to 2, C2 is equal to 3, C3 is equal to 4 picofarads, all picos. Pico is nothing but 10 to the power of minus 12. 3 plus 4, 7, 7 plus 2, 9. 9 into 10 to the power of minus 12 farad. So the final answer of their effective is 9 picofarad. Now, if this setup is connected to a source of 100 volts, if the setup is connected to a source of 100 volts, what is the charge on each and every capacitor? So in case of parallel combination, the charge divides. From the source, the charge Q is coming. The charge Q reaches to this junction. At this junction, the charge will divide into three parts. The charge Q will come and reaches this junction. At this junction, the charge will divide like this. So here the charge Q1, Q2, Q3. As we know, in case of parallel combination, the potential difference remains constant. That I will write with your permission. V1 is equal to V2 is equal to V3 is equal to V, which is equal to 100 volts. Then he is asking us to find Q1, Q2, Q3 values, where Q is equal to CV is the general formula. Based on that, Q1 is equal to the capacitance of this is C1, C1V1, which is C1 is equal to 2 picofarad. V1 is equal to 100 volts, which is equal to 200 picocoulomb. Q2 is equal to C2V2, where C2 is 3 picofarad. V2 is also equal to V because of the parallel combination, the potential remains constant, which is equal to 300 picocoulomb. Similarly, Q3 is equal to C3V3, which is equal to C3 is equal to 4 picofarad. V3 is also equal to 100 because of the parallel combination, which is equal to 400 picocoulomb. Okay. So you can cross check also, either the given answer is correct or not. How will cross check? In case of parallel combination, the charge divides. Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Then, so you try to find out the Q value. As we discussed, as we know, the charge coming from the source is not only depends on either of the capacitor, it depends on the entire combination. That is nothing but I am taking effective of all the three now, which is equal to Cp. This is V, this is Q. Then Q is equal to Cv is the formula. Here C is nothing but Cp, where Cp is equal to 9 picofarad. V is equal to 100, which is equal to 900 picocoulomb will be the total charge. If the sum of all these charges is equal to Q, then our problem is correct. So if I add Q1, Q2, Q3, 200 plus 300 plus 400, which will be 900. Like that we can cross check the answer. But this is not necessary. Up to there it's sufficient. Instead of Q1, Q2, Q3, If you ask us to find the Q value, then we have to follow this procedure. Next problem. 2.9. Next problem. 2.9. Explain what would happen if the capacitor given in exercise 2.8, 3 millimeter thick mica sheet of dielectric constant were inserted between the plates. So in the previous problem, to this 2.8 problem, is given one capacitor, very good. And he says that the distance between the two plates is 3 millimeter. And the area something is given. And we got here air as the medium. We got the capacitance as 17.708 into 10 to the power of minus 12 farad we got. Already we simplified in the 2.8 problem. Now what he's doing is voltage remains connected. So in previous class, that is on Saturday, we discussed different parameters. If a dielectric is introduced between the plates, previous class only, if the dielectric is introduced between the plates of a capacitor after disconnecting the battery, without disconnecting the battery, two conditions we discussed. Did you remember? Now based on that, now what he's doing is the same capacitor, he is connected to a source. Now a dielectric mica sheet of thickness 3 millimeter, that is nothing but he is introduced a dielectric completely. Why I am using the word completely? Because the distance between the two plates is 3 millimeter and the thickness of this mica sheet is also 3 millimeter. That is nothing but a dielectric is introduced completely without disconnecting the battery. Then he is asking us to find different parameters. Already we discussed those. That is nothing but whenever the battery is still in connection, the potential difference remains constant. Now in this case, the new potential difference between the two plates will not change. If the battery is disconnected, which parameter is constant? The charge is constant. If the battery is still in connection, which parameter is constant? The potential difference between the two plates is constant. That's what we discussed in previous class. Now, what happens to the new capacitance? C dash is equal to Kc, where K is equal to 6 is given. In the problem is given K value as a 6. C is equal to, in previous problem we got 17.708 into 10 to the power of minus 12, 48, 42, 46, 106, like this. 106.248 picofarad will be its new capacitance. What happens to the charge? Before inserting a dielectric, the charge Q is coming. After introducing a dielectric, the charge Q dash is equal to C dash V dash, where C dash is 106.248 into 10 to the power of minus 12. V dash is equal to 100, which is equal to 10.62 into 10 to the power of minus 9 coulomb. 10.62 into 10 to the power of minus 9 coulomb. Next, in the second case is also asking the same parameter, but after disconnecting the battery, after disconnecting the battery, he is introducing a dielectric. After disconnecting the battery, he is introduced a dielectric now. First he disconnected the battery, then after he introduced a dielectric. Then after disconnecting the battery, which parameter remains constant? The charge remains constant. Q dash is equal to Q. What happens to the capacitance? C dash is equal to Kc. What happens to the potential difference? V dash is equal to Q dash by C dash. ಇಲ್ಲಿ Q ಅಂದ್ರೆ CV, where C is 17.708. V is 100. 1.77 into 10 to the power of minus 9 coulomb will be the new charge. C dash is equal to Kc. Already we discussed 48, 42, 46, 106.248 picofarad will be the new capacitance. Then new potential difference. Q dash is 1.77 into 10 to the power of minus 9. C dash is 106. If you further simplify, you will get the answer. Next, 10th problem. Tenth problem. A 12 picofarad capacitor is connected to a 50 volts battery. How much electrostatic energy is stored in the capacitor? A capacitor is connected to a battery of a potential difference V. Then how much electrostatic energy will be? The formula to find out the energy stored, U is equal to half CV square. Half. C value in the problem is given 12 pico. Connected to a source of 50 volts. V is equal to 50 volts he gave. Into 50 square, which is equal to 6 into 10 to the power of minus 12 into 2500. 625s are 150 into 10 to the power of minus 10, which is equal to 15 into 10 to the power of minus 9 joules. So in such a problems, you try to convert. Powers are there. If any powers are there, the final answer you try to put either in milli or in micro or in nano or in pico or in fermi. Like that, your final answer. So up to here only we can stop. 150 into 10 to the power of minus 10 joules is the correct answer. But preferably you try to put these powers either in milli or in micro or in nano or in pico or in fermi. Okay, na? Next problem. Eleventh problem. Initially, a 600 microfarad capacitor is charged by a 200 volts supply. Then after, listen, this capacitor is disconnected from the source. This capacitor is disconnected from the source. Then what is the configuration of this capacitor now? C1, V1. Because as we know, the charging will take place until the potential differences remains the same. So after charging, the potential difference between the two plates will be equal to the potential of the source. Now it is connected to another capacitor, another uncharged capacitor. It is connected to another uncharged capacitor. Since it is uncharged capacitor, its potential difference is 0. These two are connected. He didn't mention how those two are connected. So as we discussed, as a default, we have to consider in such a way that positive plate is connected positive of the other, negative plate is connected negative of the other as a default. If you mentioned particularly opposite charged plates are connected. If he mentions particularly, then plus, minus, plus we have to consider. If he didn't mention anything, we have to consider like this. Then he is asking us to find what is the energy lost in this process. What is the energy lost in this process? So before connection, if these two are not connected, before connection is nothing but if these two are not connected, then what is the energy stored here? Total energy stored before connection is equal to sum of these two individual energies before connection. What I mean here? So what is asking? Before connection, what is the energy? After connection, what will be the energy? Then what is the loss? U1 is equal to half C1 V1 square. U2 is equal to half C2 V2 square, where half C1 is 600 picofarad, V1 is 200 volts, 200 whole square, plus V2 is equal to 0. Since V2 is equal to 0, this entire term will be 0, which is equal to 4, that is 2, 6, 12 into here 4, here 6, 10 to the power of minus 6 joules. That is the total energy before connection. Then after connection, as we know, when two capacitors are connected, there will be a flow of a charge until both will acquire the common potential. Then already we discussed the formula for the common potential. V1 dash is equal to V2 dash is equal to V. Common potential after connection. What is the formula? C1 V1 plus C2 V2 divided by C1 plus C2. C1 V1 plus C2 V2 divided by C1 plus C2, where C1 is 600, V1 is 200, C2 is also 600 he gave in the problem, V2 is equal to 0. This entire term will be 0. So 600 pico into V1 200, C1 is 600, C2 is also 600, 1200 pico, which is equal to 100 volts. After connection, the common potential is 100 volts. Then after connection, what is the total energy? After connection, what is the total energy? After connection, what is the total energy? U1 dash plus U2 dash, sum of these two energies. U1 is equal to half C1 V1 dash whole square plus half C2 V2 dash whole square. We know that C1 is equal to C2, V1 dash is equal to V2, which is equal to V. So which is equal to half 2 C1 plus C2, otherwise half C1 plus C2, which is equal to 1200. Directly I am doing. V1 dash is equal to V2 dash. I am taking a common. V square andre 100 square. Which is equal to 6 into 10 to the power of minus 6 joule. He is asking loss of energy. Which is equal to before connection minus after connection. UB minus UA. 12 minus 6. The final answer is 6 into 10 to the power of minus 6 joules. So this is the after diagram. You copy this first. This is second. This is third. And this is fourth. Like that you maintain the sequence. Before connection, what is the energy? After connection, what will be the energy? That difference will give the loss of energy. So as far PUC is concerned, we badly need to follow all these steps. But as objective is concerned, directly I derived one formula in previous classes. What is that formula is? Loss of energy is equal to half C1 C2 by C1 plus C2 into V1 minus V2 whole square on the formula. Directly I derived that formula in our previous classes. So in this formula directly you can substitute. Half C1 is 600 pico. C2 is also 600 pico. pico, double pico, divided by C1 plus C2, 600 plus 600, 1200 pico, where V1 is 200, V2 is 0 whole square. 600 2 times 2 3 times minus 12 get cancels. Now in the denominator we have 300 into 10 to the power of minus 12. Here 1 by 2 is also there. 300 into 10 to the power of minus 12. Here 200 whole square. 4 into 10 to the power of plus 4, which is equal to 2 times 600 into 10 to the power of minus 8, which is equal to 6 into 10 to the power of minus 6 joules. The same final answer we got here also. Illi 6 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Illi 6 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So, but that formula will be used only in objective. As for PUC is concerned, this traditional method has to follow. Step by step, step by step, step by step, like that. Okay? So up to now, as for physics is concerned, 4 chapters has completed. One is dual nature, atoms as completed by Rambabu sir, and electric charges and field, and electric potential and capacitors are completed by me. 4 chapters completed. Okay? Try to work hard, try to study. And the next thing is, tomorrow onwards, we are going to start the new lesson, that is nuclei by Rambabu sir, tomorrow onwards. Okay, same timing. Thank you.